Hey everybody, this is Avaris Paradox and welcome back to Monstrum. So this week we are going to be retrying the D6 challenge. For those of you who weren't here for the last episode or not sure, I would definitely recommend going and seeing that episode as it outlines it, but here's the brief overview. So what we're going to be doing is collecting all the items for all of the escapes, putting them in one centralized location around the helicopter pad, and then from there, after we collect all the items, we're going to roll a D6 app on my phone, and depending on what the outcome of that D6 is, it's going to decide what ending we pursue from there. So a 1 and a 3 is the helicopter, a 2 and a 4 is the sub, and a 5 and a 6 is the raft ending. And that's basically how it works. Last time we did it, we got stopped by the fiend right before we collected the last item, but hopefully this time we have a little bit better luck. So let's go ahead and hop into the game and see what kind of item layout we get this time. So it has been an interesting week in gaming for me. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. Now that I'm not recording it for Fallout Shelter anymore, it's weird because like a lot of mods have come out recently and a lot of updates. And it's been really enjoyable. There's one mod I really enjoy that has to do with it's called Fallout Seasons, and it basically gives realistic seasons to Columbia, or the Commonwealth, I should say. So like, there's a winter, a fall, a summer, and a spring in the game now, and it's really cool because it completely changes the dynamic, and it also adds, I think, different vegetation types. So there's like, at night there's actually bioluminescent ferns and fungi that actually light up the area, which is really, really cool in my opinion. So I've been playing a lot of that, trying to get through that so I can move on to other games in my gradually growing collection of games I haven't gotten around to play. Another game I have, but I haven't started playing yet, and I wanted to get you all's opinion on it anyway, is Rise of the Tomb Raider. I actually got that on PC, and I've already tested it as far as like opening up the game and seeing how well it performs. My computer handles it actually relatively well, but I wanted to get you all's opinion on if you would like to see me stream that game. Now, I know some of my viewers out there have asked me if I do stream, and I did at one point when Bloodborne first came out, which was very early into the existence of my channel. That was like February of last year. I did stream directly from my PS4, and I just sort of like stopped doing it because Bloodborne was one of those games where I would die so many times that I didn't feel like it was good entertainment to just watch me die over and over and over again. And when Halo 5 came out, I actually did stream that. I streamed for like 5 hours, but it was so late at night that none of my viewers would have probably been on at that point. But if you all want to see me continuing to delve into new things, delve into streaming, I would be more than happy to give that a shot if you all are interested. Just leave a comment in the comment section below, sort of reinforcing the notion that I sort of pursue that line of entertainment. I'm not exactly sure how entertaining it would be, depending on what game we're playing, but it would certainly be something different to try, and I'm always willing to try new things. And speaking of new things, this week we are going to be playing a couple of more requested games that you all have posted to me. I think I'm up to like 9 or 10, possibly 11 requested games that I need to take a look at. But the good news is that we are slowly making our way through those. I do have to do a little bit of research before I play each game just to make sure it's not one of those games that's going to be like 85 episodes long or something. Because that's one of the things I always have to keep in mind when I pick a game to play, is that depending on the game, I have to be careful on what it is, just in case it takes a lot of time. Like, I really want to play Alien Isolation for you all, but that's one of those games, and it's actually an outlier in the horror community, that it's a long game for a horror game. Most horror games maybe last you, the longest I've probably seen is like 8 hours, 10 hours at the high end. But no, like Alien Isolation, I've heard people say that it's lasted them up to 30 hours. Okay, it sounds like we have Big Red. Yeah, I hear footfalls. I hear large, angry footfalls. Okay, nothing. Okay, we need a boot, scoot, and boogie. These things are about to get very, 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 very not good if I stick around here too long. Now, moving into the future, I'm going to be trying to play a couple new games more often. The current strategy, not strategy, but the current way I currently do the channel, wow, I say current a lot, is I usually record a couple of episodes in one day. That way it gives me enough time to sort of look back on the content and edit and do all sorts of other fun little stuff. But in the future, I would like to do a little bit more than that. It all depends on like how my schedule turns out, because right now I've had the last couple of days pretty much to myself. Because I haven't worked the last couple of days. So it's given me a lot of time to sort of think about ways I could do better on the channel and do more creative content. But a perfect example is we did the start of Year Walk, which is a game that's has a lot of interest to me personally, and I want to kind of bring that more into the channel, make it less about, oh, it's that guy who plays horror games, to more of, oh, this guy is this kind of content creator who's interested in this kind of stuff, and to sort of build a more of a discussion around that kind of stuff. Now, I do have a couple of fans in the community who I already know have an interested in that kind of topic, such as paranormal content and stuff like that. But I kind of want to sort of help build myself up a little bit more as this kind of character, as opposed to this guy who plays video games. And that's more of a personal goal for me as a content creator. Is to not only provide better content, but to provide a content that's unique to me and my audience. And hopefully you all appreciate that. If you don't, then, well, you don't appreciate it. That's fine. Maybe this isn't your cup of tea. Okay, checking the boxes, because there are boxes down here that do have items in them. They're sort of randomly strewn throughout, but we do need to be careful because he is upstairs. Somewhere upstairs. I don't know where. Okay, he seems to be on the right side or left side. Right side or left side. Thankfully, he has that giant spotlight on his face, so when he starts coming down the stairs, I'll know. Unless he decides to just not come downstairs and make me come to him. See, that would be a terrifying prospect of like a monster that sort of hides in wait. Wow, that's a broken texture. Haven't noticed that before. But like when Evolve was first getting advertised, the monster variety they had in that one was interesting because they all had different strategies in which you could use to attack the hunters. And with this game, I would imagine they could do something very similar in concept, if not in execution. Maybe if they did a Monstrum 2, maybe they could do something a bit more mechanically driven, I suppose would be the idea I would come up with. So, example, if they were to reiterate on Slim Jim. Slim Jim is a monster that traditionally acts like a xenomorph from H.G. Geiger's Aliens. He likes to climb in ventilation shafts, moves around, has eggs that can actually spawn him a physical representation of him. We don't really know the science behind him yet. But imagine, if you will, if Slim Jim could also mimic sounds or throw sounds to sort of trap prey, making it more of a hunter in concept than just a traditional monster. I think that would be really interesting, because I actually did posturize this particular mechanic a long time ago. But maybe when Slim Jim puts eggs out, it puts it on the ground in the areas where it thinks that the survivor is trying to get through. And then if the survivor goes over that, they get slowed. They get slowed down by the fact that they're going over this sort of creep mechanic. I think that would be an amazing mechanic. It would open up a lot of possibilities for creative programming, AI design, And it's something that I sort of put into my head, and I was like, that would be really, really cool if they could pull it off. But I'm not exactly sure how in-depth you can get with certain programming languages, because when I was going to school for game and simulation programming, I had a very limited grasp and a very limited access to different programming setups. So, like, I think we did a couple of things with a couple of different programs, but they were all very, very basic. They were like model design, basic game design, like, oh, you can create a game of Pong with this particular program, and it's really easy to do. And then we got a little bit more in depth to things that actually involved graphics and like special effects and stuff like that. But I never got into like the really, really high end of AI design and stuff like that. So it's always been something that I've sort of been interested to take a look at in the future, but just has never turned out to be something that I could really just go and pick up. Granted, game design still interests me. It's just something that at the current time I have very little time to sort of delve into on my own, and I'm currently not going to school for that anymore. I actually went to school a while back. It was like back in 2008. And I was going to DeVry, and what happened was I did the first semester, took out a loan, did the first semester, and then they moved my campus. At the time, I was taking all my courses at home online, because you could do that, but the second semester required you to physically go to a campus to do the rest of the course, because there was a lot of oversight and stuff like that. And they moved the campus. They moved it from one part of the state to another part of the state, and there was physically no way I could work and go to those courses at the same time. And the fact that I didn't have any like student scholarships or anything supporting that either also really drove the fact that I just could not continue going to school, which was sad because I loved the course. I loved learning new things. I'm sorry I'm popping my mouth a lot when I talk, and I apologize because not only does that require me to try and edit that out in post, but I'm sure it's annoying for you all to hear. But yeah, that's pretty much my history with game design. Is I went to school for a while. I continued to keep up on like really cool new things, especially with things like Unity and a couple of the more easily to get a hold of engines for free development. But I honestly don't know if game engines like Unity and the like support more in-depth AI design. I'm not exactly sure, and I know that it's completely different for those of you who are familiar with this kind of topic. I know it's not exactly the same thing. There's the art department AI design, which has a lot to do with actual programming code. And then you have the people who actually turn all of that into a realized world. And I know I'm not exactly explaining it the best I can, but if I go much further, I'm going to start losing people. Because it's like trying to explain... why one computer is better than another computer to old people, which is something I have a lot of experience with. It's basically like trying to nail Jell-O to a tree. Yeah, put that mental image in your head for a second. And the why you would want to do that. Okay, I don't want to go back up. What I need to do is do this. No, not that. Yeah, there's just some topics that don't necessarily have a universal analog for explanation. What are you? I don't know, so I don't trust you, because I do. But if it's something stupid, I'm going to be a little bit irritated. But yeah, coming from a retail standpoint, when you have to sell a computer to an old person who they want the just bare bones explanation, they want the best for their money, but they don't want the realization that a lot of computers nowadays, they're good, especially for a lot of old people. They're fine for their needs, but if they get like the $180 computer, they're probably going to end up ruining that in a couple of months and having to either contact some kind of technical support structure or get a new computer, because they will fuck it up. I speak from experience on that. Because I also do a lot of computer maintenance for a couple of people. Like, oh, my computer's slow. When did it start slowing down? This, and this. Okay, I think I know exactly what's going on then. And that's pretty much the general gist of that particular extra hobby I do. Because that's a lot of what I did in in the Marine Corps. I'm sorry, I'm grunting a lot because I think I'm starting to get sick, which I hope I'm not. I did networking for them, which involved quite a bit of troubleshooting and maintenance for computer systems. Alright, welcome back. Sorry about the cuts, but for the sake of time, this episode has pretty much lasted over an hour now for me to find all these items. But let's go ahead and use the roller on the phone. And we got a 4. There's a 4 right there. Which, if I recall correctly, is the submarine. That's right. It's either the submarine or the helicopter. That much I remember. I'm pretty sure it's the submarine. So let's go ahead and pick up all of that. Let's drop the radio. Now, thankfully, Big Red hasn't been too huge an issue to actually sort of just juke out of. So, hopefully he won't be that big of an issue. I left him all the way on the other side of the ship. So, hopefully, by the time he gets here to sort of mess with our escape routine, he won't be that huge of an issue. So, but yeah, the chain took the longest to find because it was the last item, of course, that we needed. But yeah, it was that is literally what made this game last over an hour now. It's just finding that thing. So hopefully, you know who doesn't show up to spoil our fun, because I would like to finish this challenge up. I hear something. Let's cut this up. Leave it prepared. Drop that. Get up here before he shows up again. Flip that switch.
Launch sequence initiated.
Let's crouch and get ready.
Sealing room doors. Pressurizing room.
Now, typically, shit.
Charging vehicle.
I hear him. Or I heard him. Yep, there he is.
10.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Kind of wish I had that radio now. Because for some reason the monsters have been able to break the control mechanisms of the thing.
Fuel at 25%.
Yeah, come at me, bro. So I have to keep him on me. Come get me, bro. Come get me, bro. Oh, you bastard. Well, I guess we're doing the helicopter. Because it is the next one adjacent. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't know what's changed in the game, but for some reason, that happens a lot. Like, they will completely ignore the fact that you even exist to go after the loudest thing in the environment. And I don't necessarily like that. Alright. Let's try this, I suppose. It's kind of disappointing. Because I thought we had it, but yeah, things are what they are. Alright, not that one, clearly. Or that one. Alright, we found things. I am actually surprised he hasn't already chased after me. He should have heard all that. Alright. And we'll fill that up. Alright. He should have heard all that. Alright, let's flip the switch. Chase me, good. Chase me, buddy. Because I should be the most obvious thing in this particular case to come chase. But yeah, that's weird. I don't like the fact that they do that. No. Come on, big guy. I don't even have a fire extinguisher anymore. I ran out of shots. Where is he? Wow, the fact that he's not here is actually making me more nervous than anything else. Because I know, or at least he used to be able to, I knew Slim Jim could actually climb up these retaining walls. Okay, this is weird. Well, if this all works out, I'll at least have this to go on. Yep, here he comes. Well, it doesn't matter now. Bye. Whew, turn that down. Oof. Victory. It's about time, though. Jesus. That particular challenge took me over an hour to complete. Yep, over an hour to complete. It's an hour and 14 minutes. You all won't see this in the actual video uploaded to YouTube, because I'm going to cut that down significantly by the time it's all said and done. But yeah, this is single-handedly the longest episode of Monstrum I think I've ever recorded, which is funny because some of our earlier episodes were really, really, really long. But yeah, so this has been Monstrum, the D6 Challenge. If you want to see more like this, please make sure to like the video, comment in the comment section below, share, subscribe, follow me on social media. And if you want to do a little bit more, be a Patreon subscriber, be a Paradoxian. And if you have any other challenges you want to throw my way, just let me know in a comment. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!